In this video, we will show you how to manage your Volunteers module. After you log into your Web Church Connect database, click on Volunteers in the main menu. The first thing you're going to want to do is add a volunteer area. Enter in the overseer for the area, the volunteer area name, the parent name if it has one, and what campus you are adding the volunteer area to, if applicable. It is important to add your parent areas first so that you don't have to do double work later on. Then click Save and the volunteer area will be added to your database. You will then be able to view your volunteer area under the Volunteer Areas tab. The next step will be to add a volunteer team under the Volunteers Area tab. Select an overseer and leader for your team and choose the volunteer area it falls under. Then type in the team name, what campus it belongs to if applicable, the ministry it falls under, and the service or event it is dedicated to. Now that you have a volunteer area and team, it's time to add volunteers. You can either add a volunteer from the main volunteers area, or you can add them to a specific team under the Volunteer Teams tab. To add the first way, click on Add Volunteer and select which member will be volunteering, for what service and under what team. Include their role, the dates they will be volunteering, and the frequency of their role. Click Save and your member has been added to the volunteer team. If you are already looking at a volunteer team that you would like to add members to, click on the magnifying glass to the right of the team and click Add Volunteer. From here, include the pertinent information and save your addition. This way, you'll be able to see your full list of volunteers as you add to this specific team. If you add a member who is already on a team that works at the same time, the system will alert you and ask which team you would like to keep them on. If you would like to view all your volunteers regardless of the teams they are on, click on the List Volunteers tab. You will then be able to filter your volunteers by campus, area, team, and service. Once you have the list you want, you can then export them into a spreadsheet of your choice. If you ever need to edit a volunteer team, you can do so by going to the Volunteer Teams tab and clicking on the pencil to the right of the corresponding team. If there is someone that is interested in joining a volunteer team, you can add a follow-up for the team leader or overseer of that team to contact them. To do this, click on the Volunteer Follow-Ups tab and click Add Follow-Up. Select the member who wants to join a team and assign it to the team leader or overseer. Include a subject and message, and you can choose to have the admin user assigned to that member receive a notification about the follow-up. Then click Save and the follow-up will appear in your follow-ups list. The leader you assign the follow-up to will receive an email with the information. Now there are two ways to view your volunteer roster. If you click on the Volunteer Roster tab, the normal view will load automatically. This view shows your volunteer roster with the most recent date first. If you click on Service View, it will show your volunteer roster according to service. You will then be able to export your rosters in either view. You can filter by time, area, team, or service and export from there. There are two ways to take attendance when a team has volunteered. If you use paper sign-in sheets, you may check them in manually by going to your volunteer roster and clicking on the clipboard to the right of the corresponding date. You can then change each volunteer's status to Show, No Call No Show, and Call No Show. Click on Submit Query, and your attendance record will be saved. The other way to record attendance is to use the Live Check-in feature in the volunteer roster. Log into the volunteer kiosk on the login page and click on Volunteers Check-in. Select what service volunteers will be checking in and then click Next. Then you may type in each volunteer's name as they arrive and check them in. Once you are done, log out of the volunteer check-in and log back into your management system, and you will see that your attendance was automatically added to your volunteer roster. The attendance will also be reflected in the member profiles of each volunteer who checked in. Congratulations, you now know how to manage your volunteers area.